Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Deku and a few members of Class 1A and Class 1B. Now, UA just started. It was looking like a bright future for these young, aspiring heroes. But one thing happened. One thing very bad that changed the course of their lives. The fucking apocalypse. Zombie, to be specific. So yeah, that was pretty bad. Now, many members of Class 1A were able to get away, thanks to Todoroki blasting out ice and destroying a lot of the building. And that means quite a bit. Aizawa, he was put on his knees after trying to use his quirk and felt very weird. His mind felt like someone stuck a shard of glass inside of it, and that was not good either. Multiple members of Class 1A have already changed into zombies, and have given into the hunger. However, that's only one problem at a time, because whenever everybody got to the teacher's lounge, Odro was pulled out of a window by somebody who climbed up 3 stories to get to it. And that is only the beginning of their problems. Deku saw All Might as a zombie on live television take someone's arm almost completely off by biting through them. Baku got angry and punched Deku because he just stood there while Odro was being attacked and pulled out of a window. And that's really bad. Right now everyone, they're trying to gain their bearing, understand what to do. And Bakugo, yeah. He's one of the only people in the room who knows what might actually be happening. The end of the world as they know it. And that it's crossed both Deku and Bakugo's mind. Especially after the two were separated and had time to sit on it. They kept the TV on. However, some of them had to crowd around and keep the volume low. Right now the only idea they have is to stay barricaded in the teacher's lounge and make sure no one finds them. Make sure they don't make sounds to alert whatever the hell is outside this room. And that is easier said than done. And currently there actually is Izuku. Izuku to sit there hours later, trying to think, solve a few things in his mind. I mean, All Might was eating somebody. The people outside, Asui, and Amina. But Shoji? No, Bakugo, he doesn't like to admit it, but he's right. All of these people are mutants. Though, there's one problem that he's seeing. If he... Yeah, no, it actually is a problem. His quirk one for all. It's not a mutation type, but... Well, his quirk is carried on in his hair, right? The quirk to pass them down? So, in a way, his hair has changed. But he hasn't. No. But people are dealing with quirk malfunctions too. The virus causes the quirk malfunctions. Now, Deku, he does begin to put a few pieces together. Mutants are the ones who changed first. However, anybody with emitter type quirks, they are also susceptible to this virus. Whatever the hell it is. And that is a major issue. Now, everybody, they have to talk about a plan. Things to do, things to figure out, and generally just ways to get out of UA. And that, it does mean quite a lot. Now, Deku, he wants to go find his mom, make sure that she's safe, and make sure that she's alive. She has not answered the phone. And that's worrying him. I mean, with her quirk, she's susceptible to the virus. Or, no, she's susceptible to attack. She's not a physical combatant, let alone. Ah, his mind. Okay, Izuku, just try to calm down. Try to calm down. If mom saw everything happening, she would stay at home. She wouldn't leave. Okay. You've got you've got to do this. Figure this out. Now, while that is currently happening, Deku does a turn. As there actually is, where Jiro, she just don't sit there. Her talking with Denki and Kirishima. And this is actually where Deku, he does a turn. As there actually is where Chako, she is trying to look over and make sure that Sero is okay. However, Sero, with how his bite wound is, it's right there up in the shoulder, right in his neck. It's right in that spot. And Izuku, he's trying to think about how Sero can survive. I mean, he's no doctor, but there's a lot of vital stuff there, right? Maybe, well, with proper medical attention, he could, but Recovery Girl's office. Wait a second. That's Recovery Girl. She's a doctor. She could save him, but they need to find her. Okay, so there's definitely that. Though the school's infested. Infected? They're all around. Wait, power loader. The shop. There's tools there. Wrenches, screwdrivers. Right. No, those could actually be proper weapons. Put one on a stick and you gain distance. That going through Deku's mind. And Deku, he does get a turn looking around. None of them have weapons. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. Though, Sero, if he can survive the night, no, he can survive. Though power is still on, school would be. It's too risky. He's not willing to do that just yet. Sero's okay. He knows that. That going through Deku's mind. And right now, everybody, they are trying to understand what to do. But Bakugo, he does try to take charge, telling people simply one thing. He wants to make sure everyone knows it, but they need to all work together. Right now, he's going to take the first shift. Then, Deku, he's going to be the one who stays awake and makes sure everything is okay. They all need to be prepared. And they need to make sure they can do everything right. If anyone fucks up, it could mean all of them die. And he wants them all to know that. Whatever is happening, they're not dealing with good or evil anymore. They're dealing with survival. And, well, it does mean quite a lot. Now, there actually is where Deku, he has a turn. Right now, him gonna watch Todoroki stand up and tell Bakugo. So what then? What are they supposed to do then? Just give up? Kill? I mean, he can understand the reasoning. Though, he's asking them to abandon society so quickly. Take a good look around, Todoroki. There is no society anymore. All Might's a zombie. And he was number 1. Number 2's your dad, right? Yeah, it is. So what about it? So your dad's dead. You good? Need a second? I'm... I don't know how to feel about that. Okay, daddy issues. Well, I'd say you feel bad. Listen, I'm just trying to do what we can to survive. Now, we need to focus on that and figure out what to do next. Then what about him? Todoroki gonna turn and point out Sero, expressing about how he's injured. And with his injury, he could be a liability. And that it's something that Bucko has already thought about. I'm gonna walk over and bend down, going to inspect Sero and check his neck. The bandages are covered and soaked in blood. And that it does tell Bucko quite a bit. Though he's not too sure. Since it should stop bleeding soon. Hopefully. Otherwise, shit. Now, Bucko, he doesn't see something strange. Right now, I'm gonna look down at Sero's arm, and his arm looks a bit odd. Now, Bucko does bring his hand down and grab the place where it seems strange, and it feels. What the hell is that? Rubbery? Now, Bucko does this on, and some people do gonna turn their heads confused. And Bucko, he does see it. The area is spreading from his quirk. Those weird tape things on his, what, arms, forearms? Yeah. So, it does involve quirks. That going through his mind. And Bucko, he has a turn and see Deku sitting there staring at him. Deku staring at Bucko and showing he wants to say something. And Bucko, he has a turn, talking about it. What? We need to help him. Everyone turning to Deku. They had a similar idea, though they're not sure. Some of them know what's outside that door, and some of them know they can't handle it. Without their powers, they're normal. For the first time ever. I mean, it's either their powers work at maximum or they don't at all. And, well, Momo's already thought about a few things. What can happen with her quirk? I mean, either she rapidly starts to make everything she can think of off the top of her head that's simple, or it just gets stuck in her skin. It partially works, or it doesn't, or it works too much, works too well. It leaves her nothing but, well, the image in her mind doesn't seem right. That on her mind. And Momo, she does get to disregard that. And there actually is where Bucko does get a turn, fully facing and walking over to Deku. As Deku, he actually does get to his feet. Right now, him staring at Bucko and going to walk forwards. Him feeling his fist, so don't shake a bit. But Deku, he has to close his fist and think about what All Might would do, and the exact situation they're in. The number one hero would not sit by. His body, the makings of a hero. What are they again? His body just moves on his own. So just... Damn it, Izuku. If you stay here, you can't protect Mom. You can't save Sero. That going through his head. And Deku, he has to step forwards, trying to tell Bakugo. He has a few ideas. And what would that be? Listen. Powerloader, the technical teacher, right? You know, the support course guy. What about him? I'm just saying, his office, his classroom, whatever they have. If we head there, we can get tech. Plus, I mean, we can get some weapons. I see what you're saying. Now, everyone they do stare at Deku, since he just had the idea to arm them. And that it does provide them with something to look at. Some of them are happy, some are intrigued, and some are also concerned. Since, I mean, could they really, take a screwdriver and just straight to a guy's head? I mean, ugh. Or, or is that not how this works? Now, some of them, they're still trying to process quite a lot about this information. And Bakugo, he does see Deku's idea. However, he tries to talk about it. They're not heading anywhere. Not now. They'll wait until more people clear out. Mike already left UA. And he's assuming if he left, then others will do so as well. Since that man can't keep his mouth shut. Now, Bakugo, he does have an idea. He's willing to be cautious. I mean, without his powers, he's basically Deku, but I mean, he's better than Deku. He's still stronger than him. That is what's going through his head. Right now, he has the idea to wait until morning to save and give Zero proper medical attention. Zero, his wounds don't look that bad, at least to Bakugo. And Bakugo, he thinks that he'll be able to pull through. They just might need to monitor him. And that's the big thing. Now, Deku, he does hold his tongue on this. And that it does account for one simple thing. When morning does go to roll around, everybody, they do wake up. And Izuku, he does sit there. Rhino him gonna watch on as they do try to inspect Sero. And Sero, whenever someone does go to actually give him a bit of a nudge, he has a turn looking at them. Rhino him staring at the person as his eyes look different. Now, Deku, he does a stand up. Him gonna walk over as Rhino Sero, he does lay there on the couch. Before, he does bring his hand out. Him grabbing onto somebody and Rhino gonna try and jump up. As there is, where Deku, he has a turn. Rhino Bakugo gonna run over as Sero's gonna do one thing. He brings up his other hand and then does gonna turn his hand backwards, shooting tape directly at Bakugo. Rhino him sticking to Bakugo's eyes as Bakugo, he does bring his hands up. Him grabbing the tape and trying to pull it off. But Zero, he has to grab the tape and pull. Rhino Bakugo actually having his face and body pulled to the left, smashing into the person. Him falling onto the ground. Before Zero, he has a grab directly onto Ochako. Rhino her trying to back away as Zero, he has to pull her down and then bite her directly onto the arm. Now, Zero, he does actually take a chunk out of Ochako's arm. Her screaming out as he does to run forwards. Him bringing his hand down and grabbing onto Zero's. Him going to try and pull Ochako away by pushing her. Now, Ochako is pushed backwards. And Jiro and Momo, the two do go running over to try and help her. And Denki, he does actually bring his hands up. Him going to actually throw his hands together and try and blast out his quirk. However, his fingers, they do let out a small electronic buzz. Him looking at his hands and trying to activate his quirk again. And Deku, he has a turn, telling Denki not to do that. And everyone, they do immediately get a turn staring at Denki. Them, having their focus, turn to him for a second. And Deku, he does try to think. Turning to look back at Zero, who is turned. And that is not good. Okay, Zuko, ideas. Him turning his head and seeing the metal coffee pot that's still sitting there, brewing fresh coffee. Now, Deku, he has a turn running over, grabbing the pot and going to actually turn running over and grabbing down at Zero. Him going to bring his hand up and smash it directly down over his head. Now, Zero, he actually does take the strike relatively well. him gonna actually turn to fully face Deku and try and move rushing towards him. However, he's gonna fall down onto the ground. And Deku, he has a turn looking at that before he starts to grab him by the leg. And Deku, he does bring the pot up. Him smashing it down into Sero's head. After Sero, he's gonna have his face hit the ground again. Him gonna actually get back up and look back up towards Deku's leg. Him gonna try and bite directly into it as Sero, he does bite through the pants. Now, Deku does gonna feel the pain, bringing the pot up and smashing it down into his head. Bring it up again, smashing it down. Bring it up again and smashing it down. And Sero, he does take the blows over and over and over. And there actually is everybody in the room, as they do hear that sound. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And then the sound, it does sound a bit stranger. Almost like you're smashing a fruit. It gets wetter. And there actually is Bakugo, who does get the tape pulled off of his face as he does get to stand back up. Him, we're going to see Deku bring up a bloody coffee pot and smashing it down over Sero's head. And Deku, he does go to look down. Right now, him going to actually drop the pot and back away. And everyone, they do see Deku do that. And right now, Deku, he does just sit there. Before he does go to bring his hands up and oh my god. No. Deku, he does stare at that. However, his attention does get a turn to his leg. Him seeing the spot on his pants that has a chunk taken out of it. Now, Deku does put his hands down. Him pulling out that part on his leg and seeing the bite. It's no. Now, Bakugo, he has a stare at that. Deku looking up towards him, as Bakugo, he has a look at Deku before going to turn to look at Ochako. Him still a bit concerned. Though Bakugo, he has put a few things together. Some interesting things. Deku is a smart person. And well, Ochako, she's disposable. But Izuku, his head, he's got it on right. And this is an opportunity to test something. That on Bakugo's mind. And Bakugo, he does a turn staring down at Sero. Before everyone, they are a bit hysterical. And the pounding on the door, it does begin to resume. Now, the moment everyone does see that, their actions for Bakugo, he does start looking around. Him bring his hand up as everyone, they do to full silent, hearing the pounding on the door and people beginning to scream. Now, right now, there actually is Todoroki, who does go to actually sit there on the couch, him with a lot going through his mind. And Deku, he does go look around the room, unsure about what to say, or what to do. And there actually is Kendo, who does gonna turn, looking at Deku, before gonna walk over, gonna bend down and bring up something. Her gonna actually grab Deku by the leg and begin to clean the area. And she does gonna try and tell him, it doesn't look too bad. It's shallow. He broke the skin, but hopefully that's about it. Yeah. Yeah. I I killed him. I don't know if you did. He lost a lot of blood. I think he was already dead. So they are dead? I don't know. Deku turned to Bakugo. And Bakugo, he doesn't say a word. They waited until morning, and that resulted in possibly two of them being infected. Turned? No, there's no way these things are zombies. I mean, that's too far-fetched. That going through Bakugo's mind. That teenage boy with superpowers, because at one point in history, that was too far-fetched. And Bakugo, he feels his confidence somewhat waver. The idea of him being a leader, trying to help and save everyone, it's falling apart. And it does get through Bakugo's mind. As currently, he does have a bit of a plan. He wants to head to, well, the workshop Deku talked about. Powerloader's workshop could have weapons, things that could help them survive. And I mean, Deku did have the right idea. A metal coffee pot. I mean, it worked. So that's what they could use for right now. At least one of them. Now, Deku, he does sit there, and Bakugo does come to walk over. Him trying to ask if Deku knows where the workshop might actually be. And that's where a few people do begin to chime in. One of them trying to talk about the plan currently in motion. Head to Power Loader's workshop and get some tools. Then hopefully get off of UA grounds. And that it is a bit of a cause for concern. And there actually is a Zuko, who does try to think about what he saw with Sero. I mean, he tried to check up on him in the middle of the night, but his skin was waxy and, well, it started at his elbows and went to his face. So there is that. Though, I mean, it should be, he's got to figure this all out. Now, with that being said, Izuku Midoriya has had his first kill, and things are heating up for him. Because right now, the biggest problem they have is escaping a hero school full of super powered zombies. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part, and happy Halloween.